Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to walk you through a couple of changes that I felt that I needed to make to assignment 6 to make it easier on you guys because there were some bugs that I came across with the format that I originally had it kind of set up for. So I'm in Canvas right now. I'm going to scroll down to assignment 6 and I'll show you, so this is where the assignment description is, and there's a YouTube video that I've already created. I'm creating a new one now. This current one details what the assignment is all about and how to create your chatbot and what the requirements are, all that good stuff. During this video, I show you how to create a chatbot using this JS Fiddle platform. So I'm going to open that up, and so you have to type stop here to get rid of that. I've found that this platform, this website, is not optimal for coding a chatbot because of all the prompts that come up on the screen, and I think there's some issues with version control, and so and automatic saving, things like that. So I think this website, I think, is probably not the best format. If you want to, you may certainly go ahead and create your chatbot on this website. But for anybody who doesn't want to take that route, I'm going to show you a new route that you can take. And this is actually the way that I did it last semester in LING 120. But I thought that JS Fiddle would be better, but I don't think it is. So what I want you to do is I'm going to have you do a couple things. I'm going to have you go to atom.io and download Atom. This is a free text editor, kind of like, I mean, there are simple text editors like Baby Edit, or this one's for Mac. Here's something I was writing in Python in Baby Edit. There's Notepad++ for PC. There's plain old TextEdit, very, very simple. These are all text editors for editing, whether it be plain text or something in a programming language like JavaScript or Python, things like that. So I'll have you download Atom. I've already got it installed on my computer, but you just download, install it like any normal software. And then once you're done with that, you can, so like on a Mac, you can go up to here to find and type in Atom. And actually there's a shortcut if you hit Command space, you can pull this up as well. I like to use the shortcuts when I can. So I'll pull up Atom here. And when you get to Atom, it may bring up things like settings, or there may be a welcome window, or like some sort of like a template window, things like that. You can exit all of those, and what you want to do is go to File and do New File, and you'll see here Command N is the command for a new file, so I'll hit Command N. This brings up a brand new file in Atom. This is kind of like if you create a new Word document, right? It's a new document, but you're editing in Atom, right? So then I'll save this immediately. I'm going to use Command S. If you're on a PC, all these shortcuts using Command, you can substitute Control. So Control S, Control N, these are the equivalents on a PC. So for Mac, Command S, I'll save this. I'm going to call this, let's see, A6 underscore dingle. So when you guys create your own assignments, I want you to likewise do A6 underscore your last name. That helps me to very easily see whose assignment is what. And then do .html. Okay, this is a very important part. Make sure you get this .html in there before you save. You could also, if you mess up and save it, you could add HTML to add that extension later, but just easiest if you do it the first time. So .html. So what this does actually is it creates a brand new HTML file for you on your computer. And let's see, I think I put it, I do not know where I put it. Actually, yeah, it's right here. So A6.html. So when I saved it, right, I'll go ahead and resave. Make sure that you know where you're putting it. So like I'm going to put this on my desktop. You can put in your documents wherever you like. I put mine on my desktop, so it's right here, a6dingle.html. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write script, and then a couple new lines, and then end script tag. So this is a way to insert JavaScript into a website. So HTML, actually we can look back at JS Fiddle here. I'm going to come back to this in a second. HTML is the programming language to put stuff on the screen. So like if I said P for a paragraph and then hello world, and I run this, well, yeah, I need my, yeah, you can see hello world shows up on the screen. CSS is the language that allows you to make things pretty on the screen, so I can do background, or maybe rather color red, and then run this, and it shows up red now. So HTML is what you see on the page, the actual content. CSS, cascading style sheets, makes it pretty, and JavaScript is what makes your web page interactive, what makes you be able to do stuff on the web page, and the web page responds to you. So what you're creating now in Atom, and actually there's a command, there's another shortcut that I like to use, Command Tab or Control Tab on the PC. This can go back and forth between two windows. I'm going back and forth between Chrome and Atom very quickly using Command Tab, and you can hold down Command and Tab through these different applications. So in your HTML document, you're not going to actually write any HTML. You can if you want to. We're not going to write any CSS. We're just going to write JavaScript. And this JavaScript must come between these script tags. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy. So I'm in this JS Fiddle document, which is linked right here on Canvas. I linked it right here for you. I'm going to copy all of this. Over here, I'm going to paste it. And importantly, always very, very important, make sure you save. And it looks like mine automatically colored things. Yours might not color the words initially. And so what I want you to do is, you don't have to do this, but I think it will make life easier for you if you do. If you go into Atom Preferences, or Command, comma, I'm going to have you optionally install a couple of extra packages. Packages are things that you can add to Atom, as a text editor, to do extra things for you, to make life easier in certain ways. And we'll install Atom Beautify. Type in Atom Beautify. Hopefully it shows up. Maybe it's Beautify Atom. Beautify Atom, something like this. Maybe just Beautify. It's not showing. Oh, that's because I'm in Packages, not in Install. Yeah, of course. So you need to go into Install. It'll show up in Packages later. And I think it's Atom Beautify. Beautify. Yeah, so Atom Beautify shows up. You can tell that this is a good and stable and reliable package because it's got over 7 million downloads, right, and installs. So you can go ahead and install this. You can see that here that it beautifies HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. What this means is if you type something in HTML or CSS or JavaScript, then and you click and you save it, it will automatically make it pretty. So if you've got brackets kind of all over the place, don't have things kind of in a standard formatting, it will automatically format everything for you, not change anything really, just format the white space so that it makes everything look much prettier. And I'll show you this in action here in just a second. If you do happen to see any alerts for you to install something like linter, you can also install linter. This is another type of package that kind of forces you to adhere to certain stylistic standards within coding. So like whether you use single quotation marks or double quotation marks, things like this. A linter might change all your single quotation marks to double quotation marks, whatever is kind of the style of the linter that you're installing. So this will finish installing here in just a second. And in the meantime, while this is finishing installing, there it went. Okay, so once you're done with that, you can exit out of settings. I'll use Command W to exit out of there, or Control W on PC. And let's say let's see, I'm gonna put this as really, really ugly code. It doesn't look good. It's not as readable as before. I'm gonna click Command S to save it, and see how magically all of a sudden it reformatted everything. So I'll do this again. I'll kind of really mess things up. Formatting in JavaScript doesn't matter in a lot of ways, like it does in Python. Python is very technical about, or very specific about where these tabs and spaces go, but JavaScript doesn't really care. So I'll Command S to save, and it reformats everything. So I do this, I'm showing you this for a couple of reasons. One is, let's say you want to do an else statement. You type in a curly bracket. All I typed was the left curly bracket. I did not type with the right curly bracket, but it created it for me. And then I'll click enter, and it automatically puts them here and here. So it's very readable, very, yeah, that's the biggest thing, honestly, is the readability of it. And then you can type in, whatever you want to put in your else statement. And let's say you mess something up, and you've got, like maybe you put your else statement here, else return true. I don't know, something like this. I'll Command S, and it automatically pushes it all like this. So it's very readable, very nice. Let's get rid of that. And Command S again to save. So once you've got all that ready to go, so it's in your script tags, you copy and pasted all of this, I'm going to go back into this HTML file on my browser, or on my desktop, and I think if you just simply double click, mine defaults to Chrome, so it opens up in Chrome. I can type in stop to stop it. But also if you right click, right, I used a 2-finger click on Mac, open with, actually says that my default is Safari, which is kind of weird. I don't know why that is, why it says that, because clearly it opened by default in Google Chrome, which is what I prefer. So you open that up, and again, I can use Command Tab to switch over to Atom, so I can very quickly switch between these. And then let's see, maybe, so I need to start editing here. I need to add my initial prompt first. So like if I want to make a Ling120 chatbot, I'll say welcome to the Ling120 chatbot. What can I help you with? And if you go back over to Command Tab, go back over to Chrome, refresh, nothing happened. It didn't change at all. Why? Because I didn't save it. Command S, or if you're old-fashioned, you can do over here in File Save, but it shows you Command S or Control S on PC. So now if I go back over to Chrome, Command R to refresh, welcome Ling120 chatbot, what can I help you with? I'll say stop, and so you can see that that I've managed to change the website. And so what this does is it starts up a brand new web page, or kind of like a website. It's your first website ever, right? It's unfortunately not on the internet yet. It's currently just on your computer. That's why it has your path name here. But you can very easily put this on the internet. I can show you how to if you're interested. It's extremely easy. Or even if you want to, I can put it up on the course website, and you could have it hosted there, whatever you like. And so, but it's your first website, so that's fun. If you ever do something, let's say I type in if, and let's say I am dumb and forget to put in an ending parenthesis there, if, I don't know, response equals, or here, actually more real life, if response equals exam, then response equals prompt. You have a question about the exam. So there's an error here, and it should, I'm guessing it will probably throw me an error over here in Chrome. Let's see. What can I help you with? Exam. Oh, interesting, actually. I did not expect that. Okay, I'll say stop. Actually, there is an error here. It should be equals equals, or even equals equals equals. I'm confused as to why it allowed that, but regardless. So yeah, if I forget parenthesis there, you'll see that all of a sudden these brackets moved, and things don't look quite as they should. It should line up here, and actually if I go over here, it'll probably, yeah, click Command R to refresh, and I get absolutely nothing. Why? Because I'm missing this ending parenthesis, which is very important. And then you see once I do that and save, it all goes back to the right formatting. So if you use Atom to edit this HTML document, and install Atom Beautify. This should, I think, simplify your life in a lot of ways while you're trying to write these chatbots. And then, let's see, what else? The other thing I might recommend for you to do is while you're writing your chatbots, there are times when you want to kind of see where you're at, and I highly recommend using console.log. I'll show you how to use this in just a second. Console.log, they said exam. And so I'll do that. I'll save it, Command Tab, go back over to Chrome, refresh, and I'll do exam. And you have a question about the exam, good, I'll stop. But what you'll notice is, so if I click, actually it's Command Option I on Mac, you can also do a right click and inspect, or maybe Command Option J or something, I'm not sure. You go to the console, and you'll see this showed up, they said exam. So actually, if I'll go back over here and I'll just refresh. What can I help you with? Exam. You have a question about the exam, I'll cancel. Yeah, it's because we haven't kind of finalized the chatbot yet, but exam, yes. Yeah, sure enough, it says they said exam. So that still shows up here at the top because I refreshed the page so the console clears, and then this came up brand new just a second ago. And then when you're done, when you say, you know, I've finished my chatbot, this is good enough for me, I want to turn it in, or you're finished with this branch of the chatbot, rather, like, you know, that's all I want to say. If they say exam, I'm done with this. You can say return, right? And you'll save that, and I think now we should not get those errors. I'll say exam, yes, sure enough. We don't get those errors anymore because we returned. So when you're done with a branch, so like if response is exam, maybe I can ask another couple questions like midterm or final, and if midterm, do such and such, if final, do something else. When you're done with that branch, you just say return, and so you won't get those types of errors. So I do highly recommend that as well. And then I fully expect that there will be issues with brackets and with formatting things. You guys will have bugs in your code, and that's totally understandable, totally expected. Even when I'm coding, or when a professional coder is coding, they have these little bugs come up, and they try to figure out you know, what's going on and why things aren't working. I'm happy to help with those types of things. If you come to either the workshops or just shoot me an email with your HTML file, just send this file to me via email, and I can have a look at it and try to help you figure out where your bug is, why your program isn't running, or why it's not running the way you expect it to, things like that. I'm more than happy to help with. So let's see, was there anything else? And then, so this is in lieu of JSFill, right? Actually, of course, you don't need any of this stuff. I'll rerun. So you do not have, you can still code on JSFiddle if you want to. I know one student already has had success with this, but as another student saw during the first workshop, I had some troubles with this, getting it to work as I wanted it to. So I recommend going the Atom, editing your HTML documents in Atom instead, or in Notepad++ or BBEdit or a text editor of your choice, things like that. Not Microsoft Word, obviously you can't use that. It has to be one that works for HTML, but it'd be in lieu of this. You can still do this if you want to, and when you're done, you don't need to copy and paste all this into a JSFiddle. Even though I said right here, link to your JSFiddle in the text box below, you can just submit your HTML file. And I'll change this so it allows a file upload as well. So with that said, I think that's everything you guys need to know about Atom, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know via email or Blackbox, and we'll have our second, third, and fourth Assignment 6 workshops Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of this coming week, because it's Saturday now, so like what, the 6th, 8th, and 10th, I think, of April, you'll be able to meet with me via WebEx at 3 o'clock, 3:10 or so, and we'll go through these chatbots. I do recommend that you watch this video prior to the workshop. It'll explain everything you need there for getting started. So with that said, good luck, and let me know if you have any questions via email.